we had probably the most pivotal match of the season so far. This really had an awful lot riding on it. And welcome back to another episode of Rebuilding Bolton. If you're still enjoying it, drop a like. That'd be super duper lovely. So I thought we'd start on a guy who was literally just signed for us a couple of years ago. I think it was like about 18 months. I basically put the bid in for this guy. It was £120,000. He has now joined us. The idea with him essentially was that at the time he looked like he had a decent amount of prospects to him. He doesn't have a work permit, but I think he could get one anyway. He's reasonable. Now, obviously, we'd train him to be further up. I think, at 18 years old, I'm not entirely sure. It was one of those things where we just wanted to get a Korean player, and I already had the deal done. So it's not the best deal, in all honesty, but he's here at the club, and particularly as we've already found our absolute god, I don't know how much he'll actually ever get any game time for us. But here he is, nevertheless. Also, just signed a new deal. 4 years. They've given me an extension, which is a lot, actually, for a championship side, to be fair. They wanted 3, but I actually took some of my money down and went for a longer contract, just because I think it's important to have that stability. You are not allowed to replace Ziga. He just offers too much comedy. You're right. He's the perfect goalkeeper at this club right now. He's had a weird character arc in this save, from the ever-dependable Carlo Ziga, to a complete, comedy character who's useless, back to being this sort of midway between the two, where he's, on his day, one of the best goalkeepers in this league, and objectively so when you see some of his clean sheet records and his saves, but then has occasionally got a proper howler in him as well. It's good times. Oh Hyun-ho has quickly become one of my favourite players in the Bolton team. Yeah, I like that. I like him a lot too, and I think he really could be one of the standouts in a few seasons, because he's still very young, has a long way to improve, and has got a lot of potential, it would seem. And I think if there's anyone that can reach it, he's the guy, and I'm looking forward to see what he could do in the Championship, and one day, hopefully, in the Premier League as well. But today, it's Chelsea. FA Cup at home. Mata's gone back to Chelsea. I've put in another loan bid, which Chelsea have accepted. However, and this is very cliche, Vitesse have also offered him a loan deal. So we may not be able to get Diogo Mata back for the rest of the season. We'll see what he chooses to do. If not, I've still got some options on the table, so worry not. But there are going to need to be changes, because there's players that can't play against Chelsea. Ziga's got a virus too, so that's not great. But the rest of the team still looks pretty damn strong, if I'm honest. Booty has to play. We've got to go full strength against Chelsea in the FA Cup. Why not, eh? Let's test ourselves a bit, We've had a nice week off. We've got another week off afterwards. Let's see what we can do with this mad system against a Premier League team. What could possibly go wrong? Do I really want to do that, though? Honestly, I'm tempted to give Leighton Clarkson a start in the Cup today. See how he does from the beginning of a game, because I don't really know if... I might also try out Oh Hyun-ho just to give him, again, more minutes on the pitch, which is nothing wrong with that, eh? So, the Chelsea team. Oh, that is an interesting one. Abraham, Sancho, Depay, hilariously. Pulisic, obviously. Ihataren, Havertz, Maatsen, a guy I actually was going to try and get on loan from Chelsea at one point. I think I might have mentioned him. He's quite good. Gomez. Wow, Joe Gomez. Stefan De Vrij, Mukiele, and Pierluigi Golini. Interesting team they've got here. What it boils down to is if one of these days we're going to be a Premier League team, hopefully, then we have to play against teams like this. I'll be interested to see how we do tactically. Now, obviously, we'd expect to get hammered here, but if we don't lose this by 4 goals, I would be very happy. Lampard's still in charge of Chelsea, notably. And oh, look, there's Badley Morgan on the bench. If Badley Morgan came off the bench and did something against us, that would feel sad, particularly as he was only sort of like a 6-month hero at Bolton. Clarkson now straight into the channel for Cassidy, and that is going out of play. Out to Booty. Some nice football. Booty's into the box. Oh, okay. Well, strong start from us so far, amazingly. We're getting very little possession, which we're going to have to make the most of it when we do get it. But hey, we'll do our best. Cassidy, nobody there, unfortunately. Chelsea will just bide their time, I think, and pick us off slowly. But we'll do what we can. Might up the passing directness as well to try and find a few more of those balls over the top that we do quite like from time to time. Maatsen. Havertz is into the box. But we've got a lot of players back there. And, well, apparently not enough, as Christian Pulisic gives it 1-0 to Chelsea after just 10 minutes there. That's the difference. They had their chance. They took it. Bang. This is the kind of quality we're up against in a game like this. They've just got way more quality than us. We had a lot of players back here and really should have done better than allow Pulisic to get to the back post there in between the two defenders. 1-0 Chelsea. It was Booty, in fact. Oh, God. Ryan Cassidy has now hurt himself as well, which means we're now down to the third choice striker. It's Graham Goldston. In he comes. We've not even defended that badly. Chelsea have had 2 shots in 45 minutes. One of them just happens to have gone in. We've defended pretty well, just haven't been able to get anything going forward ourselves. And that was always going to be the difficulty in a game like this. We occasionally are just going to need to try and lump one in behind and hope that someone like Goldston could time his run. But it's a lot to ask from a youngster of his stature right now in this team. But if Regan Booty can find the ball, here's Goldston. Graham Goldston! Oh, no. that was the chance. That was the chance. Right before half-time, Graham Goldston could have given us an equaliser and probably should have done. But at the very least, he has to hit the target there. Booty actually put that on a plate for him. It's the only thing Booty can do right now. Booty served up an absolutely delicious chance, and Goldston spat it at him, unfortunately. But that's the inexperience of the kid. He wasn't expecting to start today, or be involved, probably. I expect Chelsea to find goals in the second half, of course. But just the chance to have been at 1-1 for a smattering of the game would have been nice there, because we've actually defending fairly well. Pulisic is in again here. It's up against, and De Boer is able to make a really good save. Heck, if we somehow only lost this 1-0, I'd still consider that a pretty good result, and there's just nothing there. Goldston's trying as best he can, but not a good ball. Chelsea dropped nicely. They've just got a very strong centre-back pairing, and Cristiano Noble does all right, though. Lostak will be able to bring this out the air. Finds Low Everton with a little run. Can he square it for Goldston? He can! What a brilliant stop from both. Oh my lord, what a chance that was for Goldston. And you do kind of wonder, what if those chances had fallen to Temenushkov or Ryan Cassidy? Would this be a very different story right now? Would we be defending a 2-1 lead as Pulisic smacks it home for 2-0 Chelsea? And that's the difference between the two teams. It's a very classic kind of FA Cup tie between a Championship team and a Premier League team, where the Championship team can maybe fashion some chances, but just don't have the quality to take them. Premier League team, they only need that one little opening here, and it's a spectacular ball through from Jadon Sancho, and I mean, he was never going to miss that, was he? Near post, no chance. Pulisic, he's driving forward again. He probably wants that hat-trick, and I wouldn't honestly be that surprised if he was to get it, as Tammy Abraham, and nicely plucked out the air by De Boer. Chelsea have found a few little more chances towards the end of this game now. Oh, it's flicked on behind. I didn't think he would get that as Clarkson. Oh god, Leighton Clarkson's had the worst day of his career. He's now been red-carded. He was already on a 6.1. I regret starting him today. I thought this would be a chance for him to just sort of see what he could do in the midfield, but he's just been able to come up with nothing today. And he's just pulled the Chelsea player's shirt back, and now he's been sent off as well. Oh god, to add insult to injury, Pulisic does complete his hat-trick, this time with the free kick, and well, Leighton Clarkson's not had a good day in a Bolton shirt, and the game's kind of gone off a bit in the sense that Chelsea just grinded through us towards the end. That's an excellent free kick. The fact that it's on the goalkeeper's side, and I mean, that's just superb, isn't it? Well, that's going to do it. Bolton 0, Chelsea 3. I said I'd be happy with anything under 4, if I'm honest. And I still feel like 3-0 is actually a little bit harsh on us, but we didn't have any shots on target. I mean, we did still create stuff against them, which was nice, but they just couldn't get it in the back of the net in the end. It was pretty even as far as chances-wise up until they just started to get those chances late on. Goldston had a poor day, Clarkson had a poor day, and there we go, out of the FA Cup. Watch the board complain about this. It's like, what were we supposed to do? Beat Chelsea? I guess so. Back in a minute, some games off camera. Burnley in there too. Right then, guys, we are back. We had probably the most pivotal match of the season so far. This really had an awful lot riding on it. And it did not go our way, sadly. 82nd minute, Kudus with the ball in, Mitrovic with the header, 1-0 to Burnley. A frustrating game, because I actually think we were probably the better side for the most part. It was only Burnley's second shot on target in the match, and we were really starting to do quite well. The frustrating thing about it as well is not long before that, Ho had a fantastic chance where he was clean through, and he should have finished it to make it 1-0 Bolton. And what could have been how we gone in front away at Turf Moor here, it could have made a hell of a difference to our chances of actually going up automatically this year. But luckily, we were able to actually pull out a good result in our next match. We went away to Sheffield Wednesday, struggling in the league. Low Everton had to come on as a striker in the second half to replace Goldston, and he gave us the lead almost immediately in the 47th minute. Not long after that, he just ran the show. Those two were fantastic. Gets the ball, dumps another one in behind, and this time it was Hyun Ho in behind, scoring his first goal in quite some time to make it 2-0. And then on the hour mark, all of a sudden, we were just flying, creating chances. It was great fun to watch. Porteous with the ball through this time, terrible defending, and Ho was able to score his second goal of the night again, his second brace of the season, so fair play to him. But in classic Bolton style, we still gave up a goal. We had players on the back post this time. It just didn't make any difference as Robinson slammed it home for his first goal of the year. But a much, much better performance overall from us this time, albeit against the worst side. But it was nice to see us actually start creating some chances, and, most importantly, score 3 goals in a league game for what felt like the first time in a very, very long time. So that was a good sign. And league-wise, it still keeps us technically in the hunt. West Ham's form has taken a massive nosedive, meaning that were we to beat Blackburn today, which is definitely on the cards, we would actually only go to 1 point behind West Ham as Burnley are starting to stretch their legs at the top. And you never know, there might still be a chance for the automatics. And Birmingham's still up there as well. They're sort of bridging that gap somewhat. But again, the gap would go back to 7 points were we to win today. And I feel we really do need to, particularly as we've got Barnsley at home at the start of the next episode. So 2 wins. This game needs to be a win, so does Barnsley. We win both of those, and suddenly it's 3 straight league wins, and things are starting to look a little bit nicer. Temenushkov still hasn't played yet. He might well be able to start today. He came back and then immediately got an ankle injury for like 3 days, so he still hasn't played yet, and I really do feel like the lack of that cohesive strike force of either Temenushkov or Cassidy has cost us dearly over this period, sadly. But that's just how it goes. Also, in even worse news, Petr Lostak broke his ankle and will be now out for 4 months. He's one of those players that has flattered to deceive a bit at times, but I like him a lot, and it's a shame to see him be out for so long because he has done some good things. That hat-trick earlier this year was insane. And lastly, this is just a bit of a quirky thing, I must say, but I want to show you this. I was scouting a random player, and don't get me wrong, like he's okay, which is fine, but spineless. I haven't seen the spineless personality trait in a very long time on FM. It seems to be quite a rare one. So there you go. Spineless personality on my man Remus here. So sad times for him, I suppose. Probably not going to look to bring him in, though. Also, sadly, Mata chose to go to Vitesse, and the best I could do to bring someone in was Lewis Bate of Chelsea. Now, he is actually quite decent, star rating aside, but I just don't know if he's... I feel like we have been weakened as a result of it. There's not a lot of games today. There's obviously this FA Cup 4th round on the cards as well. So Temenushkov is back, which is the best news I've heard all day, to be honest. We've now run into a serious problem in the sense that Lawrence might actually have to play out wide because Porteous is knackered. Is he? Wait, what? Oh, he picked up a knock as well. We're getting knocks for days here, friends. It's not ideal. Booty will start over Giles, though, because for some reason my assistant started preferring that. But this might actually have to be our lineup today. At least we've got Temenushkov back in. That's the one thing that gives me hope in this match. What's Lawrence's pace like? He's not spectacular, but we may have to just make do, because I just don't trust playing Paul Innes right now. The whole point of having Porteous and Lostak is that I can rotate them out as and when, but it's not great. Cassidy also nearly back fit too. So with nothing else, we're getting some of our goal scorers back into the team, which is, let's face it, very, very important to have at a time like this. This needs to be a win, really, but it's not going to be super easy. One of these ones earlier this season that I felt like we would have won, I just have a horrible feeling this has got 1-1 draw written all over it, where we actually play quite well and just can't see it out. We just string something together. Temenushkov can do what he does best, and that will be enough for us, but we'll have to see. I don't like playing Ho so deep, but we just have no choice here. I'm not overly convinced as to what Lawrence is going to be able to do out on the right-hand side today, but hey, we'll have to see. The one thing we do have on our side is that Lowe and Ho are in phenomenal form as of that last Sheffield Wednesday game, and maybe they could just be enough with those two, Temenushkov and Booty perhaps doing some things, that could be enough to see us through. We'll see that. As long as we don't embarrass ourselves. The performances have definitely been a lot better lately. Derby, we were the better side and unlucky to get to draw that game. Millwall, we were the better side and got the result in the end. Burnley, I honestly think we were the better side in that game too and unlucky to lose. And against Sheffield Wednesday, we were comfortably better. So we're definitely putting in the performances again now. It's just waiting for those, you know, just to string a couple of wins together in a row to really start to make it clear that we are back in business. And having a striker back really will help us with that, hopefully. Because I feel like if we get some chances in today's game, Temenushkov will finish them. And that's what he does best. Ball whipped in. And Low Everton straight in there. Well, there we go. 5 minutes on the clock and Low Everton scored again. He scored and got an assist in the last game, and now he's grabbed another one. His 7th goal of the season. That's going to be an assist for Regan Booty as well. Bolton 1, Blackburn 0, extremely early on as well. Terrible defending from Blackburn to allow Low Everton to score from a bloody corner, but there you go. Which reminds me a lot of that Villa game, where we're very defensively stable, but we're not creating as much as we were in that game. But Low Everton again, driving forward. Temenushkov's in the perfect spot to pick a pass out, and he does. This is so easy. He has to finish here. Oh, and I don't know if that was going in anyway. Great block from the defender, but that's what we need. Well, half-time has cometh, and it's been a very, very slow game. Again, well, once again, strong at the back, just not creating as much going forward. We have actually managed to take our one chance, which is rarity for us, so we'll take that, I suppose. About time. We are strangling. Oh, a chance. Oh, no. It's gone to the goalkeeper. We are strangling this match. Still no shots on target for Blackburn in an hour. Much like that Villa match. That's a good header, right? Now we can maybe break here, potentially. Oh, okay. It's just looking a little bit disjointed. Oh, what a ball. Henry Lawrence. Beautiful football. Well, that just come out of nowhere. Bolton 2, Blackburn Rovers 0, and Henry Lawrence scores his 2nd goal of the season. I don't know who got the assist for that. It might have even been Low Everton. That's just come out of nowhere. Great control, and then he's just sort of spun into the channel here. Spotted the run, and wow. Low Everton has carried us through the last couple of matches. He got a goal and an assist in the last game. He's got a goal and an assist in this game as well. That's huge. But this has certainly not been our finest display of attacking ability today. We've just been very, very clinical, which I guess is one of the things that's been missing from us lately. And ironically, it's not really because of Temenushkov. He's done very little in today's game, but he always has the ability to just get a chance and take it. And I want to keep him on for that very reason. That, and we have very little options off the bench either. Here we go. Booty out wide. Can they trigger the sort of situation they like to see? Temenushkov, he's through. Oh, rips one on target, but O'Hara's there. Still 2-0. I am actually going to get Temenushkov off now that I've just said that, because I just remembered he's only just come back to fitness and I don't want him to get injured. He's got 70 minutes under his belt. We're going to get Ryan Cassidy on to get him some minutes as well. I just want to nurse these two back into the game. Temenushkov won't go off immediately. It will go off after this play, unless Low Everton could do something here. Oh, Lawrence again. Comes to Booty. Low Everton. It's in again. He's done it again. He's scored 3 goals and got 2 assists in his last 2 games. This man has like dragged us through this little poor spell of form while we're waiting for other people to get their act together. He has taken this team by the horns and has said, you know what? We're going to get some victories on the cards here. Nice work from Henry Lawrence. Was it Booty that gets the assist here? Yes, it is. Another assist for Regan Booty. I don't know what O'Hara's doing. We're 3-0 up. The goals are back. It's all feeling a little bit lighter. The shoulders have just been lifted slightly. As Lawrence strikes one. Oh my goodness. Henry Lawrence has just scored an absolute banger out of nowhere. Bolton 4, Blackburn Rovers 0. Well, where's that come from? Suddenly we've scored 7 in our last 2 games. And are looking a lot more confident in front of goal here. Admittedly, he's just dug deep and pinged that one. Goalkeeper's completely unsighted. 2 goals in 1 game for Henry Lawrence playing on the right wing. That would have not been predicted before the match. And right back potentially into this promotion race, especially if we can go and win at home against Barnsley in the next game. 4-0. Oh, God, that feels so good. I'm so glad we've got that. I still feel that 4-0 is extremely harsh on Blackburn, but nevertheless, we finally got one of these results for us. Low Everton and Henry Lawrence were superb in this game as well. Booty on that card as well. Terrific performance. Well, that was exactly what we needed. After that poor defeat to Burnley in a game we should have won, we've actually been pretty good, really, from the Derby game onwards, and maybe haven't got what we needed, and this sort of come back around here as we've just started to find the net again. Next up, though, and this is really an important period of games, because we've got Barnsley at home, Swansea away, Derby are a good side, and Middlesbrough aren't bad either, but these 2 next games, we need to make it 4 wins in a row at this period, just to really put ourselves back in there. We can't afford to drop points against Barnsley or Swansea if we've got any hope of the automatic still in the cards, and that's what we're going to find out in the next video. So, if you've enjoyed this one, and I hope you have, drop a like, that'd be magnificent. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, that'd be awesome too. And yeah, I stream on Twitch, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and at the weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for some more lovely goodness. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun, capybara, bye-bye.